A news report on the Ether World game airs. The anchorman reports that the Ether World released 10 years ago was a dating simulation game aimed at female customers, but ended up attracting far more male players. He continues by explaining the game's basics with images of characters from different levels displayed on screen, including both male and female characters with different ability levels. It allows players to take on a variety of roles, starting with easy characters with high abilities and going up to difficult, useless characters. The next part of the news report is about the appearance of the Ether World version of Baek Yusul with empty eyes. The anchorman speaks in a loud voice. Among them, there's a notorious garbage character with high difficulty and bad traits. A pervert who only plays this character, that's Baek Yusul, for the past 10 years. Sitting in front of the screen watching this news report is a man. He rubs his hands together, mumbling, "Let's begin." This man is Baek Yusul. He's sitting in front of his computer, typing with both hands. Hearing what the anchorman says, his face hidden behind his hair, he breaks into a triumphant smile, recognizing it as himself, the player Baek Yusul. The sunset descends, casting a red hue over the high-rise building where Baek Yusul lives, with the last rays of the day shining brightly. He sits in front of his computer, sipping tea, his eyes fixed on the screen. Scrolling through the new updates in the Ether World, he wonders, oh, there are some new forum posts. Are there any updates? Clicking on a random news report, Baek Yusul skims through the comments. Everyone on the forum is discussing the problems they're facing. They're furious, cursing the Ether World game. Reading through all the news, he's a little surprised and asks himself, a final boss in a dating simulation? I thought the game would end when you become a couple with another character. Scrolling through the latest posts, Baek Yusul stops when he sees the name Bunny P. Winsis posting content about the boss. He suddenly recognizes it, saying, "Wait, this is the famous Rancor." He puts his tea down on the table, pondering, a final boss. Baek Yusul puts his hand to his chin, staring at the computer, evaluating, it's absurd that there's a monster with a magic-canceling ultimate move in a magical world. Is it really a bug? Everyone's freaking out because their characters are being erased. After a moment of thought, he concludes, I guess so. Baek Yusul's game screen shows a black dragon with massive wings, sharp teeth, and glowing eyes. It's the Black Dragon Demon, 13 Moons of the Black Knight. It's appeared. He clicks on the info while mumbling, so, the story is. The game summarizes the Black Dragon Demon's appearance, starting from the Black Devil cult, mysterious people wearing cloaks and hoods that cover their faces, controlling everything through a magic orb. In the Ether World, there's a cult called the Black Devil Cult. Their goal is to help another world, called the Human Realm, take over this world. And when they finally achieved their goal, then the Black Dragon Demon appeared. Baek Yusul stroked his chin, beginning to calculate with anxiety. The Human Realm has captured 90% of the territory. I'm only focused on PvP, haven't really paid attention to the storyline. But the whole story has been disrupted, is this alright? He's lost in thought. It's not like I can avoid fighting it. I should probably try it once. Baek Yusul quickly grabs his mouse and clicks on the options. The final selection appears on the screen. You will fight the Black Dragon Demon. He presses the yes button. He makes a decision. I'll use the moves I've practiced for 10 years. The character Baek Yusul in the game is wearing a long robe, a sword in hand, standing in front of the Black Dragon Demon. His face is cold and calculating. If I had to introduce my character, Baek Yusul. His gloved hands grip the sword tightly. He's the only character in the game who can't use magic. Even though the truth is, everyone can use magic in the game. That's why even the most experienced players don't choose to play him. The character Baek Yusul, with unwavering eyes, stands ready for battle. He concludes simply, he's worse than a supporting character. He controls the character in the game, grounding himself. He says calmly, of course, he can use a little magic, just one. The Black Dragon Demon opens its sharp teeth, a purple energy orb contained within its mouth. The massive dragon roars furiously, spewing energy to attack Baek Yusul. He's stunned by the Black Dragon Demon's fierce attack. Baek Yusul regains his composure, a smirk playing on his lips. The character Baek Yusul quickly shifts to another location, avoiding the direction where the dragon is spewing energy. He controls the character, muttering under his breath. He can use instant teleportation magic. Baek Yusul lands, trying to regain his balance. He grits his teeth, a bit annoyed. The Black Dragon Demon continues to rear its head, roaring, searching for Baek Yusul to attack. He begins to calculate Baek Yusul's instant teleportation. It allows him to randomly teleport within a range of 3 to 10 meters very quickly. He thinks of the worst-case scenario where his character gets hurt, that the direction he teleports will be random. If he can't control the exact direction, he'll die instantly due to the speed and impact. He rests his chin on his hand, pondering, above all, the cooldown time and mana usage are ridiculous. After using this skill, you'll also be immobilized for 2 seconds, so anyone can learn it, but most people don't use it. A thought flashes through Baek Yusul's mind, however, Baek Yusul has mastered this skill. He recalls the character's attributes, confirming he can definitely control the direction as well as the distance. He can also disable the penalty. Baek Yusul continues to analyze. It doesn't use up mana, because he doesn't even have mana data. Unlike other spells, instant teleportation is just a movement ability, nothing more. His fingers tap the keyboard continuously, controlling the character in the battle, constantly thinking, but I'm addicted to playing this character because everything depends on my skills. Baek Yusul adjusts the direction to approach the Black Dragon Demon and tells himself, throughout the past 10 years, I played the only character in the game who can't use combat magic. He decides to deliver a powerful blow to the dragon's midsection, causing it to rear its head and roar in pain. Blood splatters everywhere. Baek Yusul stands, turning his head to glance at his glorious victory. The character Baek Yusul wins the battle. The battle end notification appears. You have defeated the final boss, 13 Moons of the Black Path. He's amazed by the victory, disbelieving his own eyes. What? I actually killed it? Baek Yusul rests his legs on his thigh, continuing to play, sighing. I know I'm basically fully equipped with relic-grade items, but he's still a trash character. Baek Yusul's hands clatter on the keyboard. He clicks his tongue. Well, fine. He moves the mouse to the post button, happily boasting, I'll show everyone on the community that I killed the Black Dragon Demon. The game system warns, because of the wrong ending, 90% of the Ether world has been destroyed. The warning continues to sound. Baek Yusul is stunned, involuntarily saying, what? A new system notification appears, however, you're the closest to achieving the correct ending. He's shocked, stuttering, what? The game continues with the message, please complete the correct ending. Baek Yusul sees this, panic-stricken, his mouth agape, and screams, what? In the dark room, before the bright screens of the 2 active desktop computers, Baek Yusul suddenly disappears. He vaguely falls into the void, gasping for breath in fear. He's now lying on the ground, his hands gripping the earth and unease. Baek Yusul tries his best to sit up, holding his throbbing head, sighing, what happened? The air around him is a little cold. He rubs his hands over his body, looking around, asking, where am I? He spots a blinding light emanating from afar. Baek Yusul looks in the direction of the light, mumbling, a mirror? He gently takes steps towards the mirror, kneeling down to observe it closely. Baek Yusul's eyes are filled with amazement. He can't believe what he sees, involuntarily saying, He stares at his reflection in the mirror, realizing in awe, this appearance, it's Baek Yusul. A strange sound echoes through the dark void. He jumps when he sees a control panel appear in front of him, automatically backing away in vigilance. The info panel updates with the message, Episode 1. Escape from the chase. Baek Yusul vaguely thinks this is. He stands up, his eyes glued to the control panel, concluding, this is Baek Yusul's introductory mission. He's still disoriented by this unexpected teleportation, thinking, no way. He reaches into his pocket, searching for something. Baek Yusul suddenly makes a new discovery. He pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket, unfolds it, and sees it's an admission certificate to Stella Academy. Looking at the evidence in his hand, Baek Yusul gradually accepts the unbelievable truth. This is definitely the Ether world. He despondently slaps his hand on his head, thinking, and I have to be Baek Yusul. He interlaces his fingers in his hair, trying to comfort himself. Baek Yusul looks down, reminding himself, I need to be rational about this. He remembers the system notification from before, the voice saying he had to achieve the correct ending. He hurriedly unfolds the paper again, panicking, but as far as I know, this game doesn't have a correct ending. It just has multiple endings. Baek Yusul's face darkens, his lips pursed in anger. Wait, could it be? He clenches his jaw, screaming in his heart, no one has achieved the correct ending in 10 years? He runs to the window, opens it slightly, looking at the situation outside. He recalls the story part in the game, immediately after Baek Yusol woke up. He stands by the window, breathing heavily, cautiously observing the surroundings. Outside, a group of people wearing cloaks that cover them completely are searching for something. They curse, "Where did that son of a bitch go?" Baek Yusol thinks about the scenario, "They'll be finished chasing me soon." He quickly closes the window, squeezing himself to the side, extremely worried. Baek Yusol tilts his head, looking through the gap, muttering, "Damn it, they're here." The leader of the Legion spots something suspicious. He takes a closer look, shouting, "There's a house over there." The entire Legion turns their eyes towards the indicated direction. The leader points towards the house, giving the order, "Go search it." His subordinates respond in unison, "As you command." Baek Yusol watches anxiously, thinking, "What now?" He tells himself, "I can't hide here for too long." Baek Yusol clenches his fist, guessing he can't fight them either. Searching for a way to escape, he's flustered, wondering what to do, when the game control panel appears again. The message reads, "You can use the instant teleportation skill." Baek Yusol sees this, completely surprised, speechless. "What? I can use instant teleportation?" Instant teleportation, a skill that lets you quickly dash past anything. With a body afflicted with magic leak syndrome, Baek Yusol, who can't condense mana in his body, has only one glimmer of hope. Yellow rays of light emanate from his body. It's the magic he's trained for his entire life, day and night. And until now, when snow covers everything. Baek Yusol intently looks at the system panel. The system panel displays, "You can use the instant teleportation skill." It shows the abilities of the instant teleportation skill. Level 0, maximum distance is 9 meters. Maximum cost is 1, cooldown is 3 seconds. Baek Yusol thinks, "It's telling me to use instant teleportation right now? But that's only when I'm using the mouse and keyboard to control my character in the game." The sound of running footsteps approaches. A group of people in black cloaks are running beneath the snowy sky. While Baek Yusol is deliberating, the footsteps outside startle him. He turns towards the window, worrying, "Damn it, they're here." He grits his teeth, urging himself, "No time." He leans against the wall and makes a decision. "The only thing I can do is take a chance." The cloaked figures stand outside the door, triumphant. Suddenly, Baek Yusol runs out, causing one of them to yell, "Found that little bastard. Chase him." They chase after him, shouting, "Don't let him escape. Stop right there." He runs for his life, while the system announces the first part of the gameplay guide. Escape from the chase using instant teleportation. In front of him is an empty space. Baek Yusol runs, thinking, "Those chasing me are wearing magic boots, they run faster than me. So the only way I can escape is to use instant teleportation." He immediately reassures himself, "Calm down. You've used instant teleportation countless times before." His eyes become more determined, thinking, "I'm so proficient, it's ingrained in my muscle memory." One cloaked figure shouts, "You little punk, aren't you going to stop?" Baek Yusol glances at them, anxious, they're catching up. The worst thing about instant teleportation is, if the user can't control the distance, they'll collide with an object and die instantly. However, the cloaked figure swings his sword and says, "I'll send you to hell. Die." Baek Yusol is horrified. Suddenly, he focuses his thoughts, "If I use it, it'll be different." Instant teleportation. He instantly dodged the attack from the cloaked man. He was surprised by his own blink skill just now. He was elated, "I did it." The two cloaked men were astonished and asked, "What, was that blink?" Another one questioned, "Is he a mage?" The leader turned around and yelled, "What are you standing there for?" After using blink, the user will be immobilized for 2 seconds, so it's a good opportunity. He gritted his teeth and said, "Let's go." But seeing Baek Yusol still running, he was surprised. "Wait, why is that brat still running?" He was still desperately running away. In his heart, he kept reminding himself, "Be careful, be more careful." In the forest with large, uneven rocks clustered together, he thought, "I need to take advantage of this rough terrain. Because if players can't learn how to control blink at this stage, they won't be able to reach the next part." He kept running forward for his life. In fact, 99% of Baek Yusol players can't pass this tutorial, and even the 1% who pass can't pass the blink distance control and continuous movement wall. Baek Yusol started counting in his head, 3, 2, 1, blink. He teleported rapidly. The cloaked leader was surprised and asked, "Using blink in terrain like this, is that brat crazy?" He started to command. Those who can use magic, move forward and attack that brat from afar. The cloaked men with magic abilities moved forward. Baek Yusol glanced back and wondered, they're going to use magic? The system notification appeared, part 2 of the game tutorial. Use blink to dodge magic arrows targeting you. Baek Yusol looked back and thought, in the game, I can see everything behind me because it's on the screen, so I can avoid them. The system appeared. It gave notifications. Magic Leak Syndrome skill is being used. Magic Leak Syndrome is a derivative skill. Sixth Sense and Spiritual Force Acceleration are being used. He opened his eyes wide in surprise. He tried to run as fast as he could to dodge the magic arrows flying towards him. He dodged the magic arrows and a big explosion occurred at that location. Baek Yusol turned his face back. In his mind, he thought, at this moment. He suddenly stopped. In his mind, he said, blink. He teleported and avoided them, but the arrows were falling down. He knelt down and slid on the snow. Baek Yusol turned around and looked at the place where the magic arrows fell. The spot was suddenly pitch black like coal and emitting white smoke. He breathed a sigh of relief and thought, I almost. He continued to run forward. While running, he thought, so, the final part. Baek Yusol gasped, his face surprised. The system sounded, Tutorial Part 3. Cross the abyss using blink. In front of you now is a deep abyss. It wasn't just deep, but the distance was quite far, with floating rocks leading to the other side. Baek Yusol stood on this side, calculating, the only way to get across is to control the blink distance accurately. Then I can meet some passing mages and escape. That'll be the end of the game tutorial. To pass this part, I need to cancel the blink spell after 0.1 seconds at the most precise moment. If I fail once, I'll die right here. He continued to think, there are about 20 floating rocks. Baek Yusol silently observed, 0.1 seconds, easier said than done. He clenched his fist and muttered under his breath, what madman designed this? However, standing high up, he said to himself, to be honest, it's doable. Baek Yusol was tensely thinking, the problem is. Suddenly, a voice rang out right in front of him. The cloaked men appeared. One of them shouted, he's over there. He turned his head to look back. They're closer than I thought. He thought in his heart. He calculated, the distance between me and them is about 100 meters. My blink cooldown is 3 seconds, so it's not enough. Baek Yusol clenched his fist and said, it seems the most viable option for me to survive. Then he made his decision, kill them all.